So if you're just popping onto this with the recording, just know that it's going to be a few minutes before we get started here, just waiting on the lag for everybody to get the connection and join us live. So if you are just signing in, welcome. It'll be just a few minutes. I'm going to gather up all my things to begin to create our circle tonight and my cards for our tarot reading tonight. And feel free to participate in the chat if you're just coming on as well. Feel free to say hi and let us know where you're from and how you are feeling tonight with this new moon energy. All right, I think I have close to everything I need here. And I'm also going to take a moment to just share this out so everybody knows that we are live. So just bear with me a minute here. So we're just going to take about one more minute here to let everybody get signed on and caught up with us and get set up. Some things that you might want to have for this circle tonight. You might want to have something to write with, just to take note of what comes through from your meditation that we're going to do collectively tonight. You might also want to have some water. This is a water sign and a water moon. So you might just want to have some water with you to honor that energy that's so strong right now. And then any sort of essential oils or crystals or, anything that really helps you to ground into your own new moon ceremony. I do invite you to bring that into this circle now. Risha says, first off, hi, K Ken, hi. Risha says, hi, namaste from Trinidad. Very sleepy today, lazy day, exactly what I needed. Yeah, it's definitely a sleepy energy. Pisces is the sign of the dreamer. We're going to talk about that tonight, but it does bring in this sleepy energy, and I've been feeling the same. I felt that more yesterday as we were starting to come into the new moon early this morning. Yesterday I was really feeling that kind of darkness of the balsamic moon and the darkest phase of the moon, feeling that pull down to earth. Today I'm feeling more of that new beginnings energy, that let's get some things done, let's make some lists and kind of tackle those lists or kind of do things differently, shift the way that I do things. Just to chat one more minute while we're waiting on everyone. So, how we do anything is how we do everything. And that's a motto that I love, but don't always apply to my life. And I kind of have a tendency to leave things a little bit unfinished in places. So like I'll start a project and I'll have just like a few things to finish up on it, but I'll just always leave that unraveled. Or I take a lot of notes on things and then don't really turn it into anything. So one of the things I've been working on is completion and committing to myself to really complete things all the way through. And it could be as mundane as I don't know, like doing the laundry and making sure that the laundry gets made into the dryer and out of the dryer and put away and not just hanging out in the dryer or hanging out in the washer. That's one example. But yeah, this is a time of new beginnings as well because we're in a new moon, and this is the time to kind of make that commitment to do things differently if that's something that you need to do. Okay, so I think that we are going to get started tonight. I always like to start with a nice deep breath. So I am going to invite you to join me in this breath tonight. Find a nice comfortable seat, whatever that is for you. Make sure that you're sitting into supportive posture so that you have a hollow channel through your spine. You can really breathe into all your chakras, really feel yourself grounded in here. And when you're ready, maybe sweep your arms overhead, take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, maybe bringing those hands to heart, maybe down to the hip spaces or sacral chakra. We're going to do that again. Inhale. Exhale however you need, just to sink in, release anything that's holding you back from relaxing, from bringing your attention here. One more breath. And we are going to get started. So namaste, happy new moon in Pisces, and welcome to this virtual new moon circle. For those of you that might be new tuning in, my name is Vina Lene Rachel from Mother Moon Yoga and vinalene.com, and I have been facilitating online moon circles for several years now. I took a little bit of a break when I went into maternity leave and postpartum time with my son, and then I came back after that, and I've been leading them pretty much through most of 2020 and continuing into this year as well. And I'm just super happy to be here, and especially in a time when it's harder for us to connect in person. I think that connecting into this virtual space is even more important now than ever. And we have to learn, as we're connecting through the ether, that we have to learn that there are these other energies within this ether space. And part of that is the cosmos. It is, astrology and tuning into the stars and the moon and what's going on up there, because all of that affects our satellites and that affects our communication. And we know that we are from stardust and we go back to somewhere in that cosmos when we leave this body, right? But we're all a part of that connectiveness. And so we have to learn how to not only communicate with one another, but connect to each other and try to just figure out all of this stuff as we move into this new earth. Hi, Lisa. Welcome tonight. Feel free to say hi. Let us know where you're from. Let us know how the moon's affecting you if you'd like to share anything. And for anybody that's here live, feel free to just engage in this chat throughout this circle tonight. And if you're catching the replay, you still want to comment, feel free. I do go back and look at those comments as well. So I always like to begin by actually creating a moon circle out of the 4 elements, or what I would say the 5 elements. And we've already talked about the first one. It's the ether that we share here. And what's beautiful about the ether is it does withstand space and time. So for those catching the replay, the energy is just as strong for you as it is for us tuning in live right now. So this ether is a really powerful space for us to be with this lunar energy. And then I bring in the other 4 elements. So I'm going to start with the earth element tonight. And I have a couple of crystals. And the first crystal I have is an aquamarine. If I can find it, it's really blended in with the carpet here. So I have this aquamarine, and you would think, if you didn't know anything about crystals or gemstones, that aquamarine would be like aquamarine color, turquoise, but actually it's more of a white or clear stone. Sometimes it has bits of tan or brown in it, and it might have a tinge of like a light blue or a light sea green. But aquamarine is a very powerful healing stone. And I want you to know that right now with this Pisces season, we are in the last season of the zodiac, and this is a time of deep healing. This is a time of, kind of wrapping up all of the things that we've been working through so that we get ready for the next level. And maybe you're not done with the work that you're going through right now. Maybe you're still on a journey, which is fine, but just know as you move into this next zodiac year, the way that you approach that work may be different. So it's a time to really find healing wherever we can, so that we can, let go of what we don't need to focus on anymore as we move forward. So if you have aquamarine in your collection, this is a stone that you might want to bring in tonight. And this is also a really beautiful stone that you might want to place in your shower or your bath if you take a sacred bath tonight, as this stone is deeply connected to Pisces energy and water. The other crystal that I have tonight is actually just one from my private collection that I absolutely love, and it is this angel aura quartz. And I just want you to take that in for a moment. The video doesn't even do it justice. It's got a bit of a smokiness to the top of it, but it's got a rainbow sheen, a little bit of gold to it as well, but it's all angel aura quartz. And the reason I'm bringing this one into our circle tonight is because we are being heavily guided right now to tune into the otherworldly. And maybe that means our angels or our archangels, guardian angels, but maybe it means something like our spirit animals or our spirit guides. Maybe we just ask for guidance from the cosmos itself. It's all one and the same. It's all the same connected energy that I just mentioned before. So we're just going to ask that during this time, when, you know, the other side and the veil is thin, an illusion has more truth in it than usual, we're going to ask that our guides come through and really give us the messages that we need to hear. So I'm going to keep that here in our transmission tonight as well. I'm just putting these next to the computer here. So you've got that energy flowing through. Now, the next earth element I'm going to bring in is the energy of Palo Santo. And Palo Santo is a great smudging stick for letting go, for releasing the old, for letting go of the dead things. We're going to talk about death a little bit tonight because it does theme in with the Vedic astrology of this moon. So I always like to have some sort of smudging stick here, whether it be Palo Santo or white sage or something else. And then I use that to clear the air. So I'm going to combine that with the element of fire. This is our next element, combining with this earth to bring about our third element, which will be the smoke or wind or air that starts to come off of this. So Palo Santo, I talk about this a lot in transmission. It does come from trees that have been dead for about 7+ years. It's not harvested fresh. It's not harvested when the trees first die. The trees have to be dead for some time before the sap alchemizes to that point that it brings about this cleansing ability and this sacred smoke. And I do ethically source my Palo Santo. By the way, that is something that you do have to watch out for just because these things are so popular now. You know, smudging, we're getting back to our roots, we're getting back to nature, we're starting to, want more of these things in our life, and with that comes a higher demand, and unfortunately with that comes unethical and non-sustainable sourcing. And so we want to make sure that we're harvesting these things from eco-friendly sources. It's really giving off the smoke tonight. I have no doubt about that with the way that we're letting go tonight. So yeah, this smoke is going to cleanse the space that we're sharing. It's cleansing this ether. It's cleansing the tech that I'm using to communicate to you too. You can just kind of take in that energy of the smoke as well. Cleansing me as well. Cleansing the space that I'm using to transmit through, because I want everything to come through clearly from the other side. For those that you don't know anything about my name, Vina means instrument of the divine, and I am a channeler for bringing through whatever needs to come through from whoever. And so I want to make sure that that is a very open space for us to communicate tonight. And so this smoke, it actually helps us to see that there are things beyond what first appears real, right? So at first we couldn't see this smoke until we brought in a different element. We brought in this fire, and now we see this other element, this wind or smoke coming through. So this reminds us that there is more. There is always more. The universe is always expanding. Our consciousness is always expanding. And the way that we connect to one another is always expanding. So we have to take into account these things on the other side that maybe can't be explainable yet. The way that we connect to our angels, our ancestors, our people from other planets, entities from other planets, our deities, whatever it is. We're going to call on all of that to come in tonight as we bring in this sacred smoke to make sure that the space is pure for all of that to come through. Now, we also need to bring in the element of water. And first off, I mentioned you might just want to have some water tonight. You really want to bring in water tonight and within this lunar portal to enhance this Pisces energy and also help to move anything through emotionally that may be stuck right now. So this is really good to have on hand. But I also have an essential oil that is steam distilled. So we use the power of water to collect this, and it is in a liquid form. This is clary sage. So if you have clary sage oil in your apothecary. This is a great plant medicine to use to enhance your third eye and maybe even your crown chakra. This also helps you with your sixth sense energy. So this is going to enhance your psychic senses and anything that you want to enhance as far as your connection with lucid dreaming, meditation, yoga nidra, working on manifesting things in your mind, that law of attraction energy. Clary sage is a really good oil to support that. So you could put this in your diffuser. You could just kind of like take in a few whiffs like I'm doing right now. You could also dilute this with a carrier oil, and you could rub this directly on your lower abdomen, kind of from one side to the other in a little smiley face. This is going to support your sacral chakra, which is a place where creativity resides, along with emotional processing, things that are both really strongly impacted right now with this Pisces new moon. So we have these 5 elements now. We have our crystals, our angel or quartz, we have our aquamarine, we have the element of earth, this Palo Santo that we brought in, the sacred smoke, the wind using fire. We have our water, we have our essential oil, we have the ether, and with that our circle is sealed. So I'm going to ask that maybe you take one more breath with me if you would like. And a deep breath out. And we're all just going to close our eyes wherever you are, if it's safe to do so. If it's not safe to do so, it's okay. Just come back to this when you can. Otherwise, close your eyes and relax. Really tune into this connection of gravity that is so strong right now. In fact, it's the strongest with a new moon. It's not the strongest it can be. That's a super new moon, but it's a very strong energy of Earth really pulling us down. So Mother Earth is calling us right now. And so we're going to take a moment to honor her energy by feeling our own earth chakra, our root chakra, connect down, or relaxing through our lower body, hips, glutes, legs, the insides of the thighs, relaxing through your knees, ankles, feet, and toes, trying to find that stillness as much as possible. Noticing the more that you soften these spaces with your root chakra, the more that you can breathe down into the lower parts of your body, nourishing this chakra with more prana and breath. I'd also like you to tune into your spine, all of the vertebrae one at a time. This is also your root chakra, and we're being called right now to really find balance in this and ground in. We can't do this if we're hunched over, blocking off our energy. So we need to find that alignment, one vertebrae stacking on top of the other in a comfortable place until you can gently relax your head and shoulders over the alignment. Just take a moment to breathe deeply here into your earthly body. As you're connecting to this earth energy, you're having this human experience, which is something you may be struggling right now with this Pisces season or Pisces influence. So be with your body now and really notice it. Take a scan. With these eyes closed, we can let go of outer distractions. We can really focus inward. Notice what parts of your body are speaking to you in any way. Notice where you can soften and let go of tension that doesn't belong. Is there any energy that is not yours? Or any energy that may have been picked up from the outer world that you need to shed right now? Can you simply breathe that away and trust that you are releasing? As you use your breath and your body and your intentions of your mind to purify your auric field, can you simply just be here now in this present moment, having this experience? Feel this deep relaxation setting into your body, and as you become more and more open, I want you to Set the intention to be open to your guides tonight. Whoever or whatever they are, invite them in. Ask them to not only continue to protect you, but to also offer you guidance as you prepare for this next year. How can you move forward? What are the steps that you need to take? And what do you need to release first in order to get there? Just ask for whatever messages that you need to receive to come through tonight or during this lunar portal. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And when you're ready, you can gently blink your eyes open, coming back however you need to. Whew, it was like a whirling, spinning energy there in that meditation. I don't know how you felt, but I could really feel that vortex of energy that we were connecting to. And it's something that Abraham Hicks calls the vortex, but I call it the grid. And again, it's that connection of oneness when we all call in our angels, when we all call in our deities, when we all call in healing white light and forms of protection. It can be really powerful, and we can really feel that collective force of everybody doing that right now. And the interesting thing is you can feel it from the future too, right? You can feel it from all of the people that are going to be here in the future calling upon their guides, their spirits as well. It just all comes in at once, which is really neat. So we're calling on the other side. We're just going to do that right away because that's what we need to be doing right now. Let's talk about this new moon. Every new moon has a different zodiac sign that's going to be influencing it. This new moon is in Pisces. Anytime we're in new moon energy, we are aligned with the sun. That's why we can't see the sun shining through to the moon right now. The moon is blocking the sun. It's in between the sun and the earth. And the new moon is a time of darkness, but it also has the specific influence of, right now, Pisces. So whatever sun season we're in, if the moon is aligned with the sun, then the new moon is the same. So we're in Pisces season. If you're a Pisces, let me know. If you have Pisces in your chart, let me know. But this is also the Pisces moon. And we actually have two other planets in Pisces right now as well. We have Venus, the planet of love, relationships, sex, money. This is in this is in Pisces right now. Pisces is a lover. Pisces are lovers. They love to love. They care deeply about things. They feel very emotionally. They're very passionate about how they feel. So we have that Venus energy really strong right now. The energy of the divine feminine is influencing this new moon. We also have Neptune aligned in Pisces. And Pisces is ruled by Neptune. And Neptune is the planet of illusion or dreaming or the mystical, where the veil is thin, the exact energy we're in right now. And it's why Pisces people are so aesthetic, right? They're into art. They can really lose themselves in beauty or music, poetry. They like those beautiful things of life, but they also love the mystical. So the metaphysical, the mystical, astrology, tarot, crystals, all of that stuff a Pisces really gets and really believes in. There's just no doubt about it. In fact, they have a harder time grounding into the earthly experience than anything. So this is what we are experiencing right now. We're experiencing this strong Pisces energy that really pulls us into the depths of the cosmos and the expansive. Now, There's also always a shadow side and a light side to each sign. And when we're in new moon energy, it's usually a time of being in our shadow side. So even if you don't have any Pisces in your chart, the shadow side of Pisces will be influencing your energy right now. So if Pisces is all about the mysticism, believing in the beyond, being in the dreamer, they're the dreamer, being in the dream state, being in this world of art, poetry, beauty, things that are just very creative. The shadow side of that is they get really heavily distracted with those things. And it's hard for them to focus on like real life stuff. So it might be hard right now to focus on things you need to do, like your taxes or a budget or getting your bills paid or maybe you have some contracts you need to look over. But the things that are very earthly, you're gonna have a really hard time with that right now, just for these next few days. Your head's gonna be in the clouds. You might get caught up in your daydreams. The shadow side of Pisces with that is that they are always in their dreams and they're never bringing them into reality. So they love to dream, they love to fantasize, they love to have these visions about their goals and dreams and future. But at some point they actually have to make it happen, so they have to take a step forward. So if you've been struggling to take a step forward towards whatever it is you're working on, if you've been spacing out, I've been talking about this a lot in our community, in our tribe, that, if you've been spacing out, if you've been having a hard time focusing, if you've been having a hard time taking that next step or even knowing what that step is, it's normal. It's the Pisces influence right now. And so sometimes we're asked to take a step back because we need to turn to our guides for guidance. We need to check in. We need to make sure that we're on the right path. So right now, as we, kind of wrap up this last zodiac season, we prepare for the next one. Sorry, my phone has a mind of its own. We'll talk about that in a second. But as we wrap up this season, we're being called to really look at everything and then maybe take a pause and say, is this still where we want to go? Is this still the thing we want to work on as we move into the next year? Do I need to shift my energy? Do I need to create a new habit? How does this new beginning affect us? Okay, so my phone has a mind of its own. It's been going on for a while now. It goes touches. So if you see things going on in this transmission, I do apologize. Getting a new phone hopefully next week, so we won't have to worry about that. That's also, by the way, why I haven't put up anything new on YouTube or on my membership, because I haven't been able to film. Because if I film, my phone might do things on its own without me knowing, and it'd be pointless. So anyway, I apologize for that. This is real world techie stuff going on right now with me. Okay, so Risha said, let me look down here. She said she believes she's a Pisces moon at birth. Yeah. So yeah, because you just recently had that birthday and everything. Yeah. So you could be a Pisces moon. You might want to look that up and double check. But if you are, this is definitely a time of you really being in your feelings. And you mentioned that you were really tired, right? So Pisces is the dreamer, and you're being called to dream. You're being called to sleep and dream. And that goes for all of us right now. So if you've been feeling collectively tired, if you've been feeling a little unmotivated, if you've been feeling a little blah, just haven't really wanted to do anything, that is that calling of the Pisces energy to rest. We are in a culture where we do not honor rest enough. Rest is so important to our healing. It's important for our systems to function properly. It's important for our digestion, not only the things we eat and drink, but the things that we take in our mind, the things that we take in energetically. We have to have time to process those things through our energy body just as much as our physical, which requires sleep and rest. Our guides come through in our sleep to help us heal. Our protective white healing light, we'll just call it that, comes through in our sleep when we are resting and at our most peaceful state. So we need to honor rest when we are feeling tired. We need to sleep or nap or meditate or take a yoga nidra or put our legs up or whatever it is to help us re-energize, especially right now. But just leaning into making that okay, giving yourself that permission as you move forward, because the things that you're doing now, how you do anything is how you do everything. That's what's coming up in this lunar cycle. How you do anything in this lunar cycle is really going to impact how you do everything over the next year. So Pisces, I mentioned, it's an emotional sign. They really feel things. They really feel about things. And whether you're a Pisces or not, are you wondering about this next year? You know, we're coming around to really that 1 year anniversary when lockdown hit. Are you worried history is going to repeat itself? Do you think things are going to get better instead? Are you anxious about the unknown future, or are you excited? Do you have fear that things are not going to work out, or do you have hope that all is working out for your greater good? It's okay to feel whatever you feel. Now, Pisces is the sign of the fish as well. It's usually seen as two fish, one swimming one way, one swimming the other. One fish is swimming downward, more towards the negative, down in the depths, down in their emotions, down in the darkness. One is swimming up into the light, up into a higher frequency, up into its next evolution, up into the next level. And it's constant. It's a journey. It's infinite. This life, that is what we go through, this constant journey of light, dark, cycling down into the depths of our shadows, coming back up to the light again. Constant. So that's what we're going through right now as we wrap up this zodiac year. We're being reminded that we are beginning again. We're preparing for what's next, but it's cyclical, right? We're coming out of winter. We're coming out of the darkness. If you're in North America or the Northern Hemisphere, you're coming out of that cold, dark, wet, lonely time. Really lonely over this past year, especially. And we're moving towards the light now. So we're kind of working past our darkness with this new moon so that we can be that other fish swimming up towards the light as we go more towards Ostera and vernal equinox and warmer days. So I'm sorry, I just have some things popping up here and I can't prevent it. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions or if you have anything that you're feeling in the comments. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to grab some water, and then I'm going to, I don't know why it's asking me. It keeps asking me that if you need to join, but I know that you're all here, so I'm not worried about it. So weird. So I'm going to grab a drink of water, and then I'm going to bring up the tarot reading that I pulled for this new moon. I also want to talk a little bit about the Vedic side of things. And hopefully we can do a little bit of meditation before we're done. We've still got about 20 minutes here. So let's shift for a moment over to the Vedic side of things. The Vedic astrology of this moon has to do with Purva Bhadrapada. And this is symbolized as a funeral cot, specifically the first two legs of the funeral cot. Now, this is a nakshatra. This is a lunar mansion. This is Vedic astrology. This is a little bit different. I'm no expert in this, but it's something I always tune into with new and full moons anyway, because I think it's important. And we're bringing in this energy of death, right? I mentioned this earlier that we were going to talk about death. Well, we're leaving the end of the zodiac year. That is a death, a grief, a letting go. We're coming back on the 1 year anniversary when things went a little downhill, right? We went into those depths of the ocean like the fish. And that brings up a little bit of grief or letdown or, feelings of sorrow. Maybe we're thinking about loss that we've experienced over this past year as well. We can never have new if we don't let the old die. And I don't mean that in any way of lack of empathy or lack of condolences for death itself, but we need to understand that we have to let go of the old in order to make way for the new. So I'm talking about this in an energetic sense. I'm talking about letting go of our old ways of doing things. Maybe that is on the collective, but maybe that's also just you personally. Letting go of your old ways that no longer serve. So the Hindu mythology or the Hindu astrology here is reminding us of this, the first two legs of the funeral cot or the funeral pyre. And This is also a nakshatra that's ruled by a deity known as Aja Ekapada. And Aja Ekapada has several different forms. It's known as this one-footed unicorn or one-footed goat. It's known as the one who goes wherever he wants. It's known as the early blessed one. It's also known as an incarnation of Shiva, where he is very still and meditating, yet also has this other form where he is dancing and surrounded by fire. So we're being ruled with this cremation fire. We're being ruled with this ability of free will to make change, to let go of the past and move forward. We're moving into a state of coming up from the stillness, from the darkness, from the death of things from fall and winter. And now we're moving into spring and summer where things will grow and rise. And that's where we're at right now with this moon. So this new moon is a time of new beginnings. And by the way, if you practice Hinduism, or if you know anything about Hinduism, we also just in the Hindu world celebrated Mahashivaratri just a couple of days ago, bringing in that incarnation of Shiva, that energy of Shiva, the destroyer, the letting go of the past. So we are being reminded right now to really ultimately let go and to release, because when we let go and release, we create space. Just like that meditation at the beginning where we let go of the tension in our body to create more room for our breath, right? Or we let go of the distractions in our mind so we had more space for our guides to speak to us. We have to let go to create space for new. So that's the message that's coming through from the Vedic side of things. So coming back around to all of this energy influencing us to dream. We're being asked to hold faith in a new world, in a new future, in a place where we have a 5D reality where we can co-create whatever our heart's desire asks for, as long as that moves towards the positive expansion of the universe. It's a time to really hold faith in your dreams. It's a time to know what you want to dream, to know what you want in this future life. And it's a time to really get the details right about that so that you know where to move forward. So that's the other thing that you want to do with this new moon. You want to take time to dream and meditate on the future that you want. All of your goals, all of your dreams, all of your desires coming true, as long as they match with the positive vibration of the expansion of the universe. And I'll let you think about that on your own. For the greater good of the collective, what do you want to come true in your own life individually that will bring you more joy, that will bring you more peace, that will bring you more love, that will bring you more intention to share those energies with other people? I want you to really meditate on that right now. And take time to meditate in addition to sleeping, because when you meditate, you tap into a different brainwave state, a different place of communication than in the dream world. So invite yourself to meditate during this new moon, asking for guidance, asking for the messages that you need to receive, but also just opening yourself up to meditating on your future and bringing in as many details as possible. So I have a couple of yoga nidras on my YouTube channel if you want to check that out, as far as like looking for some guidance to relax and use relaxation to create your reality, to use meditation to create your reality. You might be able to find something there. Yoga nidra is a really beautiful way to do that. Okay. So let's go over the tarot, and then we'll do a little bit of meditation ourselves as long as my battery participates, and then we'll be done here. And normally I do a past, present, and future card. I did things a little bit differently tonight, but before I tell you about that, I'm just going to take a deep breath to really tap into this space and make sure that all the messages I need to bring through are channeled properly. So I'm going to take an inhale. I'm just calling on my own guides and messengers to speak to me, delivering whatever needs to come through from these cards right now. trusting that Neptune is influencing us, that the moon is influencing us, that Pisces is influencing us, that the divine feminine of Venus is influencing us. And this is a time to connect to the divination tools that support us, like these cards. So please, just let me be a channel for whatever needs to come through right now, and so it is. So my pull tonight was a little bit different than normal. Normally I do this past, present, future card pull. I felt called to do things differently with this moon that so strongly influences the cards and also represents this last opportunity of letting go. The first card I pulled is for this Pisces season. So for the rest of this kind of lunar cycle and this Pisces season right now, what kind of guidance needs to come through? And the cards brought us the Eight of Wands. And this is from the Divine Feminine Tarot, by the way, which is a tarot based on different folklore and storytelling around the world. So this is the rainbow crow of indigenous cultures in North America. And I think it's really interesting that this rainbow crow is coming through, because on March 28th, we'll have the full crow moon. So in this lunar cycle, and not necessarily in this season, will be an Aries season, but in this lunar cycle, we will experience the energy of the crow and the spirit guide crow. And I woke up to a crow, like literally got woken up this morning about 6:30 in the morning to a crow just crowing outside of the window. So personally, this card is speaking to me. But if you look at this card really closely, you can see that it is the Eight of Wands. It's a winter scene, and then there's this fire coming through. In fact, the wings of the crow are on fire as she brings new light. Fire is transformative, right? Fire is going to melt the snow. Fire is going to burn the trees if the trees catch the flame. Fire is going to bring smoke into the air. This is a time of letting go, of burning away what no longer serves and making great change. And normally that would feel like a full moon energy, but I think that this is really appropriate right now. You know, in this lunar cycle, we'll move into Aries, which is a fire sign, and maybe this is the symbology of that as well. Because when we're in the full crow moon, we will be in that Aries season. So the Eight of Wands, first off, wands represent alchemy, change, right? Bringing in that fire and earth to make smoke is one example. Eight is infinity, infinite looping cycles. That's what we're going through right now. We're coming back out of winter into spring and summer. It's this constant endless cycle. We're ending this zodiac year. We're preparing for the next zodiac year once we move into Aries on March 20th. This endless looping cycle. So our energy is infinite. It's always expanding, but it's infinite. And it'll always carry on. And we're being reminded of that right now. And in particular, the Eight of Wands is letting us know that in this lunar season, in this lunar cycle, there's going to be a lot of change happening all at once. You might have a lot of opportunities or decisions to make all at once. And you need to embrace this opportunity because this is exciting. And this shows you the endless possibilities that could come your way. And the key is to not get burned, to not be fooled, to trust your instinct, to trust your intuition, and go with the choices that you know are best for your next evolution. And to not make the choices that help you to fall into old patterns and old ways that no longer serve. So remember that when you have a lot of choices come your way, and you might have to make these choices very quickly, that you need to do so and not have regret and not wonder what if you made the other choice or worry about the choice you've made without faith. You just need to make it and believe in it and trust that that is where you need to go. And don't hesitate on that. Make that choice in an instant. Trust your gut. We also have, for our next card, which I pulled for this entire next zodiac year, I wanted to ask for guidance for this next zodiac year. And with that, I pulled the 9 of Cups. Love this card. So 9 months. 9 months in the belly. We're coming into spring right now. 9 is a sign of completion. It's a number of completion. We're ending this zodiac year. We're preparing for what's next. 9 reminds us that we are infinitely abundant. This card is just full of cups. Cups are a sign of abundance. It can also be a sign of emotion. Notice how there's a lot of them. There's a lot of water. It's because we're in this Pisces season. But as we move into this next year, we're going to go through a lot of emotional stuff as well. Now, the 9 of Cups, for the most part, is a positive card. It's going to let us know that this next zodiac year is full of a return to health, of new positive relationships, of wealth and abundance and success, support in our ventures in business, new friendships, new exciting ways of doing things, new travel ventures. 9 of Cups is good stuff, y'all. And we're getting that for this next zodiac year. In 2021, 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. 5 is a growth number. Look at all this growth that has the potential to happen over this next year. But it's up to you. This water energy, it's creative energy, it's sacral chakra, it's worthiness. It's you believing that you're worthy to have this abundant life despite everything you've lost, despite everything that's been lost on the collective, despite everything that's dying away. You still have the ability to choose what you want in this life. This 9 of Cups is reminding you. And for our third card, I got called to just pull a spirit animal card. Like I said, our guides are really trying to reach us right now. And this card literally fell out of the box as I opened it. And it's Hawk Spirit. And it says, let spirit be your guide. It's the number 32, which again is 5 as a master number. It's for this next year. It's for right now and the beyond, because how we do everything right now is how we'll do everything beyond. So are you letting spirit be your guide right now when everything feels so confusing? Can you let spirit be your guide into the future? Can you trust your instincts, your intuitions, the things you can't explain but just feel right? Can you lean into that? Because the hawk has hindsight. The hawk as your spirit guide has been there, done that, learned the lesson, and doesn't want you to suffer. And is guiding you on the appropriate path because they have a better point of view and they can see which way to go. They can see ahead of you and they can help you there. And that's what your guides do for you. They help to kind of nudge you in the right way because they know what's ahead that's for your greatest good. So this hawk spirit is coming to us right now and reminding us to trust our guides on the other side that only we can speak to, that only we can hear. And we don't have to explain these things out loud to anybody else. You can keep this on the inside. The key is that you trust and believe in it and follow what comes through, the messages. So I'm going to invite you. We don't have a lot of battery life left on my phone here, so I'm going to invite you just for a moment to close your eyes. Now after this, transmission, you can sign off and you can take as much time as you want to dream on your future, to bring in all those details, everything you want, everything your heart desires, everything you know you're worthy of creating for this life. Everything you know that's worthy of coming to you. But for now, I just want you to ask for guidance on how to get there. I want you to take a moment as you breathe with your eyes closed and ask your guides for one step. Just one. that you need to take right now in this lunar cycle as you come out of this lunar portal, when you start to see that crescent moon, that spark of light, that sign to move forward and take action? What is just one step that you need to take right now? Just listen to what comes through. Take one more breath. Blink your eyes open. And I encourage you to do more of that meditation. Ask more of that guidance to come through when you have more time. Maybe you write that down when we're done, whatever came through just then. For me, it was to drink more water, which makes total sense for my intentions right now. It can be simple, it can be complex. Maybe you receive multiple steps, but remember just one. Just ask for one. Don't get overwhelmed. Pisces get overwhelmed really easily. Don't lean into that. Just ask for one step so that you can really ground in towards your intentions and move forward when you're ready in the next few days. Take time to make a plan in this lunar portal, whatever steps come through. Take time to really journal out your dreams or create a vision board or do some way of finding a way to take the pictures in your head and make them a reality that you can actually look at or read about and remind yourself on a regular basis of. That's really important to do right now. Take time to connect to water, whether that be drinking water, whether that be emotional processing, really clearing out your womb space, unlocking things that have been deep-seated down in there. Maybe you take a sacred shower or bath. Maybe you have a natural body of water you can take a dip in. Connect to water right now. Pisces is also known as the ocean. If you live near the ocean, or you can connect to salt water, this is really good to do right now. You could take a bath in Epsom salts or Himalayan salt or sea salt. It's a good time to connect to healing things in the womb that need to be let go of so that you have more room for creativity. And you can use your energy there instead of using it for this emotional processing that you've come to time and time again. It's time to really move it through for good. And it's a time to dream and meditate and be open to what comes through on the other side. Be open to the messages. Maybe take a dream journal each morning, dream journaling session. That's good to do right now as well. So if you are not on my newsletter, make sure that you go to vinalene.com and sign up for that. I do send out a newsletter every new moon and full moon and other astrological shifts like Mercury retrogrades. It's where you find out what's going on with me, and you learn of lots of other things too. Things about essential oils, crystals, the moon, the stars, all that fun stuff. Just a good way for me to connect with you every few weeks as well. And I don't have much else to say. So if you have any questions right now, please list them in the comments. I thought that we would leave. I'm sure that my battery is running low, but I really wanted to leave us with the mantra of Om as we seal our circle tonight. And I normally have a singing bowl that emits that frequency, but it's at my studio and I'm here at home tonight. So I have this Peaceful Ohms by Desert Dwellers that I was just going to play. It's just 1.5 minutes. And I thought that we would take time to use that mantra to really seal in these dreams, these intentions. Om is the mantra of creation. It supports cosmic connective energy, this cosmic expansive energy. And it was the sound that the world made when it first exploded into creation. There was a great Om that vibrated throughout the universe. And so when we connect to this mantra, Om, we're connecting to creation. We're connecting to a new reality. We're connecting in our own ability to make our dreams come true. So with that, I don't see anything in the comments. I'm going to invite you to bring your hands together at your heart just for a moment. And then inhale, deep breath overhead. Open mouth, exhale. Rest your hands wherever you'd like. Rest your body, close your eyes. I'm going to turn up the volume here on this Om so that we can all hear it. And this is how we'll seal our circle tonight. Just take it in however you'd like. Let this mantra seed your dreams, fueling your heart's fire. Let this mantra vibrate within your whole body, your whole soul. Breathe it in and breathe it out. You come from creation, you are creation, you go back to creation. Cosmic, creative, expansive energy runs throughout you and around you now. You can use this energy to create whatever supports your greatest good. Receive it. Trust in it. Believe in it and believe in yourself. Thank you for joining me tonight to honor this Pisces new moon. We'll be meeting again on March 28th, 7 p.m. Central Time on the Vina Lene Facebook page to celebrate the full crow moon, also known as the full moon in Libra. And I'm a Libra. So I'm looking forward to this full moon coming up. It's going to be a good one to celebrate with me. If you would love to join me, I would love to have you in this circle. And feel free to invite your friends as well. The more we connect here, the more we can share and heal together. And I am sending you so much love as you continue on your healing journey right now. Remember that we're going through a powerful time of healing with this Pisces moon. Aquamarine can really support you through that, or your angels or your guides. And remember to dream, because there's a lot of healing that comes in our dreams, not only physically but energetically, and a lot of messages that come through. I've been receiving so many messages in my dreams, and probably because I haven't had the opportunity to meditate as much. My meditation practice isn't as strong right now with this 1-year-old running around, almost 2, but I've been receiving a lot in the dream world, and I think that our guides will reach us however we are able to best tap into them if we give that opportunity. So make sure that you're really taking time for that with this moon. This moon wants you to turn within, wants you to be with yourself, and if anything, you are with your heart above anything else. So this Venus influence, right? Be with your heart, be with the things you love, be with the people that you love. Tell everyone that you love them. I love you guys. Spread that love as well. Pisces is a lover. We want to embrace that love, because that is the energy that we want to create on our new collective, right? It is the energy we want to feel our life surrounded with and filled with. We want our love bucket full in the future. So we can't have a full love bucket if we are not giving it out to others, right? It's a mirrored energy. So bring in that energy now. How you do anything is how you do everything. So love through this life, and you will love your future. And I think that's a great time to end. So blessed be on this new moon, tribe. Sending you all the best. Feel free to message